Hi guys, so today you're going to learn how to use those polyatomic ions that you have to memorize. So we're going to talk about what that means. So we've got all of these other examples like Al plus 3, Br minus 1, Mg plus 2. All of those are monoatomic ions. Notice the difference here. Mono is a prefix you know that means one. So these are all a single atom that has gained or lost electrons. It's still an ion, meaning it still has a charge of positive or negative, but it's one atom. It's just Al or it's just Br. The polyatomic ions that you just wrote down are atoms that stay together and they have a charge as a group. So it's not one atom, it's several of them together. So you need to treat them like one unit. It's okay if they're cations or anions. Remember, cations are positive and anions are negative, and they can be either one. When you're naming these, the trick is to not change their endings. So if I have the polyatomic ion sulfate, leave it sulfate. What I don't want you to do not make it sulfide. Don't do that. Just write sulfate and you're done. Okay? When you're finding the formulas, because they're ionic, you're still going to crisscross and you're still going to simplify. One of the things that it's helpful to do is use parentheses to keep these together as a group. And so I'll show you how that works. So let's review how to remember these polyatomic ions. We have onosocopo, and then you can put your pattern of numbers in. -1, -1, -2, -2, -3. And then for the subscripts, there's nothing, 3, 4, 3, 4. And for ammonium, it is no hugs, 4, 1. Now, some people like to put the parentheses in automatically, which is wonderful. Leave the charge on the outside and keep the subscript on the inside. So if you put those parentheses in, there's no way for you to be wrong. Okay? So, take a peek. NH42S, NH4 is called ammonium. Now, sulfur is the sulfur from the periodic table, so that ending can change to "ide." If it was SO4, then we would not change the ending. But this S is not from the is not a polyatomic ion. It's from the periodic table. Anything on the periodic table, you'll still do "ide" to the ending. Okay? So next one, Mg is magnesium. And so here's the SO4, which is called sulfate. Do not change that ending. So notice if it's just one of the elements from the periodic table, your ending will be "ide." If it's one of the polyatomic ions, you name it however it is and don't change that ending. Okay? Next one I see is calcium. And OH2 is called hydroxide. Alright, now we have to try to figure out their formulas. So if I have ammonium, that is NH4 plus 1, put your parentheses in. No hugs for 1. Oxide means oxygen, and its oxidation state is -2. Now we're going to crisscross. So I have NH4, got to put those parentheses in with a 2, and then O. If you want to add the 1, that's okay. If you don't put a 1 in, it's just a 1. It doesn't matter. So it's okay with or without. Next we have aluminum nitrate. Aluminum is Al and the oxidation state is +3. Nitrate is NO3 -1. Crisscross that. So I have Al, again with or without the 1, it doesn't matter. But you have to put the NO3 in parentheses. And the other 3 from the aluminum goes on the outside like that. Alright, last one. We have calcium carbonate. Calcium is Ca plus 2. Carbonate is CO3 parentheses -2. So we're going to crisscross. So we have Ca2, CO3, 2. Remember, these things are ionic and we have to crisscross. What would you do in math class if you had a 2 over 2? You'd simplify, wouldn't you? So we have to do that here as well. So this formula becomes Ca CO3. Now, another option would be to write CaCO3 with those parentheses. Both of those are wonderful. So if you just write those parentheses, you're never going to be wrong. Alright, now your next job is to try the practice questions on the bottom all by yourself. Try it. You can do it.